Welcome, movie fans. This week's offers you can't refuse come shaken, not stirred. For his birthday, we're remembering the great Sean Connery. While known primarily for his role in one action franchise, he actually played a big part in several. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Connery is always in the bad guys' sights as an aging James Bond in Never Say Never Again. The movie leaned into the fact the Scottish actor was getting older. It's actually part of the theme. We get to see a more mature, really mature 007 and the toll it takes. At the time, this stood out as a Bond film because it wasn't made by Eon Productions, but its style was the best indicator of any with Sean Connery where the franchise was headed. It has more in common with the most recent Daniel Craig editions than any of the Roger Moore movies. The best line is when a female villain has a gun on Bond and wants him to admit she's the best. He says, well, to be perfectly honest, there was this girl in Philadelphia. Cutting to our second choice, a number of immortals are sword fighting to be the last one standing in Highlander. This 80s cult classic that spun off several sequels and a TV show has Connery in a supporting role. It's smart science fiction with several well-choreographed fights, but the best thing about Highlander is the music. Queen did the entire soundtrack, and it's awesome. The best line is repeated through the entire movie by pretty much every character. There can be only one. And things are heating up for our third choice. Connery trades being the hero for the hero's father in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Third in the series, it's not the best, but probably the funniest, very witty, and the father-son dynamic brings a lot of heart to the movie as both protagonists struggle to untie their feelings. He didn't get as much publicity as Tom Cruise, but Harrison Ford did a lot of his own stunts as Indiana Jones. Equal parts history and just made-up stuff, the story will have you going round and round to find the Holy Grail. Connery has the best line when he accidentally takes out the tail of their own plane with a machine gun. He turns to Indiana, who's flying, and says, "Son, I'm sorry. They got us." And here's where you can stream this week's choices. Never Say Never Again is on Max. You can find Highlander free with ads on Pluto TV and on Peacock. And Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is streaming on Disney+. That's this week's watch list. R.I.P. Sean Connery. You were a great Bond, James Bond. For more on my movie recommendations, hit up our spot on WCBI.com. I'll be back next week with 3 more. Until then, as always, leave the criticism, take the cannoli.